Okay, well, how is everyone this morning? I'm sitting out here on my balcony and recognizing that Bali is becoming much more busy because the traffic is quite loud, so hopefully it's not too distracting. Between the traffic and Jack downstairs playing his shape-shifting, that's what he calls it. His shift shaping game. Hopefully you can hear me. So, hi everyone. I just was having a realization today. I'm like, wow, I just really have not been online that much lately. And yes, Alicia, I will let him know your portals are open if he wants to come by for a visit. Come play with Chatty. Yeah, and I had an amazing dinner last night with some of the Healy peeps, some of the Bali Healy peeps, and we were just again sitting at dinner talking about how grateful we are for our lives and how full of gratitude we are for this life that we're living, that we've created in Bali, and just talking about our life is just one big vacation, really, is what it feels like one big fun adventure. And I think the thing that we've been talking about a lot lately with what's happening with Healy is that it's really creating this ability to shift fully into this new timeline. And it's an interesting dynamic, and it's an interesting place to be because, I have full realization and full recognition that a lot of the world is existing in the old timeline, and a lot of the world is still suffering, and a lot of the world is still struggling with the events that are happening and taking place globally. And so there's definitely there's a lizard being so loud behind me too. Can you hear that? Can you hear it? all the noises today. And so it's an interesting balance, and it's an interesting place to be where, I really want to talk about where I am, and I want to talk about the new timeline, and I want to talk about how to get here, because there's so many of you that are on the verge of popping into this timeline that are kind of hanging out in the middle ground, in the what I'm basically calling limbo land right now, right? And I also want to be very respectful and do that from a place of not dismissing what the rest of the world is going through, and not dismissing what the people that are still in the old timeline are going through. Because I think it's important to, be sensitive and be aware. So, it's, I'm just going to share this link. I just remembered that I want to share this with my Telegram group. Some of them may want to come watch. You guys can hear the lizard while I'm doing it. Okay, cool. I just wanted to share that. So if anyone wants to hop over onto the live stream, they can. Yeah, so, I don't want this to be a thing where, we're sitting in a place of bypassing, or we're not acknowledging that a lot of the world is still in a place of struggle, and a lot of the world is still in a place of having difficulty seeing the programming and the conditioning and being in a place where they have an ability to break free from it. Hey Kim and hey Kimberly. Kim and Kimberly right at the same time. Yeah, so I think I want to just say, like, I haven't been online live streaming quite as much because I've been spending more time in my Telegram channel. Well, here's the reality is. The reality is I haven't been spending as much time on social media in general or even in my Telegram channel because I'm really out enjoying this new timeline and I'm living my life and I am working more intently in the quantum field and in the quantum realm with my clients, with my community, and in the manifestation of this life that I'm living. And so, and another Kim says hello, so that's amazing. How many Kimberlys do we have? How many Kims, KYMs, KIMs, and Kimberlys can we have on one live stream? Who's all here? Make sure that we know that you're all accounted for. There's only one KYM in my life though. So, and that's a really interesting place to be. And I really have to, I can't talk about that without talking about Healy. Because this little quantum device, here it is, has radically changed and shifted my reality. The reality of my husband, the reality of my children, and in all ways. So it's certainly changing it financially, right? But it's changing it spiritually, it's changing it psychologically, it's changing it emotionally, mentally. I feel like and here's me on a public live stream probably saying stuff that I'm not supposed to say as a Healy team leader, but it is what it is. I'm just going to tell you my experience, right? And we'll throw the disclaimer in the body of the email. But my intelligence is increasing. My capacity to hold information is increasing. My ability to access 6-dimensional consciousness and literally reach out and touch people that are also inside this field, this Healy collective consciousness field, is greatly increasing. Telepathy, increasing. Its ability to tap into source, divine, receive divine guidance, increasing. It's blowing my mind. This device is blowing my mind. And the more I lean in on using this device and understanding the frequencies in this device and applying those frequencies to the different areas of my life, and I'm using it with every single one of my clients now. There's not a client that I'm working with that we're not using this application in some way, in their program, in their one-on-one sessions, in their clearing sessions. So it's next level. And it is the Healy effect. Like, it literally is this. You see people, like, my skin is glowing 24/7. My eyes are brighter. The whites of my eyes are brighter. The irises of my eyes are greener. Like, it is creating next level physical shifts in my body. But the thing that I'm the most excited about is literally the expansion of intelligence and the ability for me to just tap in more to everything that I'm desiring to tap in more to. And that includes abundance in all areas of my life. That, to me, its manifestation is becoming even more effortless than it has been for me in the past. And that's saying a lot for those of you that know what I do. That's the Wealth Witch literally saying manifestation is becoming so much more seamless. And I'm seeing that, and I think that for me, I'm in this really beautiful position where I'm here in Bali with some of the top distributors, the ones that are at the very top, right underneath the master distributor, who just happened to get stuck here during coronavirus, right? So I'm I'm in a position where I'm tapped into this community at such a core level that I'm able to really see what's happening with the people that are using this device in all areas of their lives. And what I will tell you is we are existing in a different timeline. The timeline is different. And I wish there was a 1, 2, 3 action step for me to tell you how to shift over into this place. But I know it starts with Healy. And I know, well, that's not actually the case. It starts with decision, belief, intention, and having access to this quantum device. It's been a game changer. It has been a game changer for me. So that's kind of what's happening with Healy. The US promotion is ending tomorrow. If you have not purchased your device, you'll want to do that ASAP because you can save $500 to $1,000. I'm not going to go into this. Wasn't meant to be a Healy live stream, but I can't do anything without talking about Healy. It's literally with me all the time. I'm running a program right now. So it has literally become integrated into all aspects of my life. So it's impossible to not talk about it, right? And financially, it's created a whole other level of freedom, that's allowing us to operate freely inside this timeline as well. So anyway, if you want more information on Healy, you can definitely reach out to me, or if you've heard about it from someone else, reach out to them, get with them ASAP. You don't want to miss out on the US promo because you can save $500 to $1,000 on your device until tomorrow if you're in the United States. But regardless, this device is $2,500. This is the top of the line device that I have. It's $2,500. You get it for $1,500 during the US promo. I would pay $10,000 right now. If somebody was like, give me $10,000 to have a Healy, I'd lay that down like that in a heartbeat, pay in full, not blink an eye, not question anything. This device is worth so much more money than it's being sold for. So anyway, that's the Healy bit of the live stream, I guess. But what that's creating for me is a reality where I get to wake up in the morning and say, this week it was I'm really feeling like I'm desiring $20,000 to come in this week from a place of flow and ease and working less and enjoying myself and having fun. And it was that decision that allowed that reality to take place. So this was the beginning of last week. And it's no pushing, no effort, no going out trying to grab something, no going out trying to get something. It's I had past clients reach out to me that were hey, I want to work with you again. What are you offering? And the money just shows up. And that is the place that I have been working on. That is the thing I've been working on achieving for a long time. And it's really freeing me up to be in my genius, which is my client-facing interactions, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment, and then some of my forward-facing free content. So I'm obsessed with my podcast right now. I'm loving doing my podcast. It's so rewarding. Every few days I'm getting a message from somebody I just binged listened to your entire podcast and I love it so much. So the podcast is, we're on episode 14. We'll be releasing episode 15 this week. And I'm over the moon, loving that, loving recording that. That's free, right? That's just going out to the masses. So episode 14 was how to thrive in times of chaos. And that literally just got released on Friday, I believe. Maybe Saturday, maybe it was Saturday night. I was gonna get the link to that if you guys want to go check out that. Do I not have the link for? I can give you the link to the podcast and then you'll have to just go listen to episode 14. I normally have the link for the last episode, but there's just the link to go listen to the podcast if you want to listen to that and haven't checked that out yet. So that's been amazing. My free Telegram channel is where I am sharing a lot more uncensored, prophetic stuff. And that's literally because it's not censored, and everywhere else I feel like I'm like beyond censored. You definitely, so I just dropped the link to the Telegram channel. You can join that. That's free. So if you haven't already joined me over there, like definitely join me there. I'm dropping little audios, and then it's just, it's me, real raw, unfiltered throughout the day, and really like diving in more to how I'm seeing things shifting and what's happening like in the current reality, in a place that's not censored. So loving that. The YouTube channel, we're still putting out the snippet videos, still putting out, definitely using Brighton more. Can't share those links here on Facebook because it's censored, but you can go to Brighton, DOTCOM. Trying not to get this video censored, but we've got some kind of epic, like shorter content videos that are being posted over there. But I'm really just enjoying, my programs and working with my clients. And I'm really enjoying diving in with people at a higher level right now that are ready to be out of this old reality and ready to be out of this old timeline, like that have put in the work, that have put in the legwork, that have done all the things, that have done all the shifting, and are just, at the point where they're fed up with the conditioning, they're fed up with the programming, and they're ready to come join us over in this new timeline. And so as a result of that, I've opened up my Inferno container again, which I haven't done for a long time, which is kind of a hybrid one-on-one where you get a couple sessions with me a month, and then you get 24/7 Telegram access, and it's pretty structured, and it's really my foot up your ass, like it's goal targeted and oriented. It's standing in the fire, basically. Me standing in the fire with you and getting you to that place that you desire to be, which should be ultimately into this new timeline and into a place of freedom from financial slavery consciousness and embracing economic freedom, whatever that looks like to you. So that's open, and I've got a couple spots available there. So if that calls to you and like you're ready to do the thing, you're ready to shift, then come join me there. And then I guess the other thing that I'm doing that I'm really enjoying, that's a entry-level way to work with me and come and learn more about how I'm navigating this new timeline, and the tools and tips for you to navigate the timeline, and to get like a daily wealth consciousness drip from me, which is like content, videos. You get a monthly group coaching call with me, and you get a monthly Q&A. The founder's rate is going away tomorrow. So for right now, you can get all of that for $22 a month, which is basically insane. Then that's the price that we're doing it for. But that is all hosted through Telegram as well, because of the censorship deal. It's difficult to talk about some of the things that I want to talk about on Facebook because my videos get taken down. I'm going to give you the link for this. But so $22, tomorrow it ends. Tomorrow it's gone. That founder's rate is gone. I extended it through June 30th because I wanted people to be able to take advantage of that founder's rate of $22, but it's ending tomorrow. So if you haven't joined me in that, in the Wealth Alchemy Mastermind, definitely come check it out for a month. It's really like, it's basically free right now. Like, what do you have to lose? So there's the link to that. If you have trouble getting connected, definitely reach out to me. It can be a little bit tricky to activate the bot to get that going. But so those are the places where like really I'm spending my time. I'm spending less time here on Facebook because my people are finding me other places. And again, it's like within this world that is Healy, there is so much of my time needed. There's so much of my energy needed. There's so much wealth expansion. The thing that I will tell you is the people that are consistently activating and using this device and raising their consciousness and their vibration are grasping financial slavery consciousness concepts so much easier, are grasping rapid and instant manifestation concepts so much easier, are able to integrate clearing and the work that I do at such a more rapid pace. I mean, things that were taking 2 weeks to 2 months to integrate before are taking days to weeks to integrate. It's mind-blowing. Even, you know, some of us are working with a chiropractor here, and she's saying our integration of her work is so much faster. And the only common denominator is Healy, right? It's that it's consistently raising our vibration and frequency throughout the day and accessing the quantum field. So for me, it's like I look and I'm like, well, of course I want to be working with people that are using this device. Of course I want to be working with people who are making a commitment to expanding their consciousness on a daily basis. And then my work is just so much more impactful within those containers and within the people that are actually working with manipulating their bioenergetic fields and aligning themselves with a higher collective consciousness. So I'm excited about that. So it's part of why you're not seeing me here so much. Or as much as I have been in the past, because I'm spending all the time in all those places I just told you about, and then also spending time, just in the Healy community and with the Healy people. So I do want to talk a little bit about this idea of like the world is shifting right now, and like where are you going to end up? What side are you going to end up on? Are you going to be in the new timeline? Or are you going to, you know, fully go back to sleep and believe all this conditioning and programming that's getting force-fed, that's going to get more intense, by the way. I mean, that's the thing, like, I really want people to hear and understand is that the next 6 months is going to be much more trying than the 6 months that we just came out of. And the power play that's happening right now is going to create how do I say it? There is going to be a stronger push of programming and conditioning and scarcity and fear. And if you're already in this place where you're sort of wavering between, you know, you're sort of 1 foot in the middle ground, but you're still 1 foot in the programming and conditioning, what's coming down the pipeline, it's the potential is that it's going to push you fully back into, you know, the matrix. Like, you're going to be fully in programming, and I'm believing every single thing that the media is telling me and that the governments are telling me, and it's a really dangerous place to be. This separation that's been happening since last year, like the divide is growing greater and greater. And the divide is going greater and greater because I think before we had, as we were splitting off, we had people that were only starting to see the conditioning and only starting to see the programming and only starting to understand the gravity of how we'd been controlled and manipulated our whole entire lives. But that chasm, I mean, the divide is so great now because these people didn't just wake up a little bit, they fully woke up. And now they're seeing everything for the truth of what it is. And these people are still asleep, you know? And then there's these people that are now caught in the middle of this great divide where they've started to wake up or they've started to see some of the programming, and they're you know, maybe they're even accessing a bit of the new timeline, but they're 1 foot in and 1 foot in the new timeline and 1 foot here in the old timeline, or in the middle. And this next wave of targeting of manipulation and this next wave of targeting of fear, like the next phase of the fear pandemic, it's going to target these people that are in the middle. Because in order for financial slavery consciousness to continue, in order for the like this power struggle that's happening, the foundations that the global financial elite built their power upon, they're dismantling. And so that foundation is no longer stable, and it's crumbling in some places. And so there is a sense of desperation on their part to get this back under control. And like, I absolutely believe that what we are experiencing right now is this is the war. This is the war for the soul of humanity. And we are getting an opportunity right now to make a decision to be free or to continue to live in chains. And if enough of us move into this new timeline, if enough of us wake up, if enough of us realize the control and the manipulation and the programming that's been happening, we can create the ripple that will affect the collective. And so the global elite at all costs are doing everything in their power to make sure that that doesn't happen. And that is why we're seeing all of this fear, all of this scarcity, all of this lack, all of these very, very intentional, divisive actions that are happening on a global basis in our cities and in our countries. They are designed to get us back under control, because the percentage of people that are moving into the timeline, it's too great right now. And so the desperation for them is get these people in the middle back over into full belief of, you can believe and trust everything you see in the media, and you can believe and trust anything and everything your governments are telling you. And so that's the state that we're in. And I know that it feels very doom and gloomish, but I will tell you something, like, my reality of where I'm existing right now, I am not affected by those things, and I am not affected by what's happening in that old timeline. For me, I'm trying to bring as many people from limbo land, from this middle area, into the new timeline as possible over the next 6 months, because there is a sense of urgency. It feels as if we're getting to a breaking point, and I know that eventually it's going to come, that division is gonna, it's gonna come to full fruition, and the people that are over here are gonna remain over here, and the people that are over here in this new timeline are gonna remain in the new timeline. And I can already see it. Like, I literally am experiencing it on a daily basis. And this is some of the stuff that I share and will be sharing more of in the Telegram channel, because it's just not all ears are here to hear it, right? Or even can hear it, or even can grasp it. So definitely join me over there if you want more deets on all of that stuff. But you have a decision to make right now. And if you're doubting in any way, if you're looking at this whole thing going, how is this real? Like, how is this actually happening? If you're waking up every day thinking that, like, you're like, did the last 6 months actually happen? And then you're like, yeah, it did. This is my reality. Like, this is crazy. There has to be a better way. There has to be something more. Life has to be more than, masks and lockdowns and fear and divisiveness, then it's time to really get serious about shifting. It's time to get really serious about waking up. It's time to get really serious about questioning everything. And that's, to me, it's the number one thing I can tell you, the number one tip I can give you for shifting into the new timeline is to begin questioning everything. And I mean everything. Like, this chair is brown. Well, if this chair wasn't brown, and I'm just believing that it's brown because it's something that I've been told my whole entire life, who would benefit from lying to me and telling me that this chair is brown? Like, questioning everything, especially the things that you've always believed just were. The things that you're like, no, like, this just is. This always has been my whole entire life. Like, there's no need to question that. This is just how things are. Those things are the things that you need to be questioning. And it is that question. If this was all a lie, and I had been lied to my entire life, who would benefit from that lie? Who would benefit from me believing that this thing is an absolute truth? So if you're stuck in that middle ground, or you've got 1 foot in the middle and 1 foot in the old timeline, or if you've got 1 foot in the new timeline and 1 foot in the middle, how you make those shifts is by questioning everything. By beginning to think for yourself and only for yourself. And trusting that if something doesn't feel right, it's not right. Trusting that. Trusting that your soul, you are not just a human being living on planet Earth. You have a divine immortal soul that is inside your physical vessel. And that divine immortal soul knows all. It knows everything. It knows where you were before this. It knows where you're going after this. And you absolutely have access to all of that information at any given time. But you've got to connect back to soul. You've got to connect back to higher self. You've got to connect back to source. You have all the answers inside of you. And so when you're starting to get those bullshit meter things going off, or that I don't trust that, or that sounds shady, trust yourself. And in the trusting of yourself, begin to question those things that don't feel quite right. That's how you shift. And get yourself into places where you have community that you can talk about these things with, because you will feel like you're going crazy. And that's exactly what they want you to feel like. They want you to feel like you're going crazy, because when you feel like you're going crazy, then you're easily manipulated back into the program. Right? When it's like, everyone thinks I'm nuts. Everyone's going to think I'm crazy. What's wrong with me? I need to be put in a mental institution. It's easier to just go back into the program at that point than it is to break through that feeling of insanity. But the new timeline and all the beauty of life and all the beauty of the life that we get to experience from this period forward is through that insanity. It's breaking through those limiting beliefs. It's breaking through the conditioning. It's breaking through the programming. And it is strong. So yes, it's going to feel like you are going crazy, but you've got to trust yourself. And that's why it's so helpful to join communities where other people have already been through it, or other people are going through it. Like, we've had the Wealth Witch channel for I don't know how many months now, but we just started a chat that goes along with it. So now, you can be in the channel and you can be getting the information from me, but now you have a community of people to discuss it with, what you're going through. And I know that's been hugely helpful. But, if you're ready to step into the new timeline and begin instantly and rapidly manifesting, and you're just tired of being in this old paradigm, get yourself a mentor, me or someone else, but get yourself a mentor that can help you make that shift. Like, if you are truly serious about stepping into that place, message me. I've got a couple of places left in Inferno. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to help you step into that new reality if you are tired of the struggle. But you've got to make the decision, and you've got to make the choice. And the beauty about the new timeline and the beauty about the new paradigm is it's not one of waiting. It's not one of, you've got to do the legwork and you've got to pay your dues, and that's not the reality of that timeline. The reality of that timeline is that all is available to us now in the quantum field. We just simply have to reach out and grab it. And that's where I'm working right now. Like, that is where I have interest in taking the leaders and the spiritual entrepreneurs that are here to make a difference in this new timeline. Like, that's where I'm interested in taking them to. No more limiting beliefs, no more limits, right? Just pure manifestation at the quantum level. So message me if that is calling to you, certainly. But get yourself into the Wealth Witch community. Get yourself into communities and places where you feel supported in your process of evolution that you're going through in moving from the old paradigm into the new paradigm, from the old timeline into the new timeline. But just question everything. That is my probably number one piece of advice for you. Hey, Glory. So, I mean, look, like, for me right now, life is about play. Life is about enjoyment. Life is about instant manifestation. Life is about instant creation. Life is all about energy, frequency, and vibration. And if you want to come join me here, it's one decision away. Like literally it's one decision away. So if you feel called, reach out to me. You have a wealth of resources and links and information here in this live stream. Just go back through the comments, it's all there. And I'm here, but I'm not going to be here like this as much because I'm enjoying this new timeline. I'm enjoying this new reality, and I'm having fun playing in that field. And I'm gonna keep doing that because it makes me happy. So I love you all. Have an amazing day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world as you are watching this live stream or you're watching the replay. And remember that it is your divine birthright to be wealthy in all areas of your life. The word wealthy comes from two words, well and healthy. And so basically, like, that's your right. It's your right to be well and healthy in all areas of your life. And you're so worthy and you're so deserving of it, no matter what the programming and conditioning may be telling you. And so it's just a decision to break free from that. Amberly, I remember going to your house in Salt Lake City like 4 years ago. You were so supportive. Oh, amazing. Hi, how are you? I love it when blasts from the past pop on the live streams. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have for you. I'm going to go see my incredible chiropractor. I'm going to go eat some beautiful lunch. I'm going to go see my amazing chiropractor. And then I will answer any messages that you guys send to me. I can help you in any way, getting connected into any of the groups or any of the places. If Healy is calling to you, please, please, please pull the trigger. Please, please, please do yourself and the world the incredible favor of opting into the Healy Collective and raising your consciousness, and with that, raising the collective consciousness of the planet. That's it. That's all I have.